Professor, the scope of our topic is insane. Going from flipping a coin all the way to Laplace's demon, calculating the entire universe? That's way too hardcore. My brain cells are sending out an SOS.
Really? Shall we end our discussion here then? Such a pity. You are just one door away from the ultimate secret of true randomness.
No way. Bring on the mind-bending storm. I bet the viewers who clicked on this video are hardcore enough to handle it.
To explain this dragon slay tale, we have to talk about the most famous experiment in the history of physics, the double-slit experiment. Imagine firing electrons, one by one, at a double slit. You'd expect two solid bands on the screen. Instead, you get an interference pattern, like overlapping water ripples. This means a single electron simultaneously passed through both slits. To solve this, scientists placed a detector to spy on its path. But here's the terror. The exact moment it's watched, the interference vanishes. The screen instantly snaps back to two ordinary bands.
Wait, are you saying it knew it was being watched? Just by looking at it, it immediately drops the clone act and pretends to be a normal particle?
Yes, observation alters reality. In an era dominated by determinism, this discovery dropped like a nuclear bomb. Top physicists scrambled to explain it until 1927, when a 25-year-old Werner Heisenberg proposed the famous uncertainty principle.
What exactly does this principle say?
He laid out the hardcore math to prove it. Down in the quantum world, it is physically impossible to know exactly where a particle is and how fast it's moving at the same time. The closer you look at its position, the blurrier its speed gets. And if you measure its speed, you lose track of where it is.
I get it. That's a direct death sentence for Laplace's demon. Since the universe outright refuses to give anyone absolutely precise initial data, the demon's entire premise just collapses.
Spot on. In the micro world, the demon is indeed dead. But physicists fell into an even deeper panic. If a particle starts as a fuzzy cloud of probability, how does it decide exactly where to appear when we force a look at it?
Forced measurement? Fuzzy becoming definite? Is the universe actually rolling dice? Is its final location purely random?
You've just touched the secret of true randomness.
But why does it happen like that?
Scientists have many interpretations, but I find one particularly thought-provoking. Higher dimensional projection, meaning this so-called collapse upon observation is actually a projection from a higher dimension down to a lower one. Imagine a group of 2D creatures living entirely on a flat piece of paper. To them, the world only has length and width. The concept of height doesn't exist. Now, suppose our quantum particle is actually a 3D cylinder. It's complete and definite. But the 2D creatures can't see a 3D cylinder. They can only observe it through the shadows cast by light.
Oh, so if the light shines from directly above, the cylinder casts a circle shadow on the 2D plane. But if the light hits from the side, it casts a rectangle shadow.
Exactly. So, in the eyes of the 2D trower,
in their eyes, this thing is an incomprehensible monster. When they aren't looking, it's in a superposition of being both a circle and a rectangle. But the moment they observe it, it instantly collapses into a 2D shape. But from our 3D perspective, it never changed. It was a cylinder the whole time. What they call true randomness, or collapse, is simply the loss of higher dimensional information when forcing a measurement. It's the downgraded shadow of a higher dimensional entity being flattened. What? Did I say something wrong?
Far from it. You actually just nailed the hardest concept in quantum math, the wave function collapse. Believe it or not, in 1932, a genius so far ahead of his time they called him a Martian, proved this exact idea mathematically.
Who was this genius?
You should be very familiar with him. His name is John von Neumann.
Wait, von Neumann? The guy who proposed the underlying architecture of computers? The father of the modern computer?
Exactly. Von Neumann used rigorous math to prove wave function collapse. And just like that, Laplace's demon was completely buried in the micro-world of quantum mechanics. But here, history wrote a massive, dark irony. Just 10 years later, von Neumann built a new Laplace demon.
10 years later, 1945, von Neumann built the EDVAX, the prototype of the modern computer. Is the computer the new demon? No. The new demon is artificial intelligence. AI was born from the computer, and the computer was born from von Neumann.
Think about it. Staring into the face of increasingly powerful AI, hasn't humanity already caught a faint glimpse of that demon's shadow?